Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin and the start of the week, start of the day, almost the start of the month. I mean, we're at the end of March. It's going to be April 1st on Thursday, I believe. So, we're coming down and winding down to the month of March. And let's take it starting from the day. We're up, about 4% for today, adding another 2,100 and $2,200 ish evaluation to the price of Bitcoin, bringing it back up to about $58,000 from the local low we had of about $50,000. Now, when I was talking about the move prior to the weekend, right? So when we're coming down, and kind of rebounding, well, the first thing is to just take a look at the moving averages on the daily. So usually we look at the 20-day moving average, and here we are a second time around. Last time talked about it was the on the 24th, where we're now back above the 20-day moving average, and if we are able to stay above it, then we could potentially see another bullish rally from Bitcoin, and more importantly, potentially a new all-time high. Every single time, not every single time, but in recent memory of the last two times, whenever Bitcoin broke past above the 20-day moving average, it created a new all-time high. Um, now that isn't to be confused of like every single time Bitcoin crosses the 20-day moving average, it's going to give us a new all-time high. It's because we are in the area of making all-time highs. We're near the top of the prices here. So naturally every bullish rally we have the potential of going above the previous price local high and ultimately making a new all-time high. Another thing to note is that the moves from the 20-day moving average are getting smaller. So keep in mind when this keeps on going up, if we do see it keep on going up, we might see a new all-time high, but maybe not to the extent of, say, during February, we would see a run like that. Maybe something smaller, maybe comparable to the one in March. So keep that in mind, folks. Another thing to talk about in terms of a potential bullish rally with Bitcoin is that we see it on the 50-day, right? Bitcoin actually bounced off the 50-day moving average uh, just this past week, and we're rebounding fairly nicely, looking a lot similar to what happened in February. So that's something that's very good. It shows that Bitcoin still has confidence. Buyers still have confidence in the market. They're willing to buy Bitcoin at $50,000, which is ultimately a good thing for us, right? For people who have accumulated Bitcoin all the way down, here or here, those people are really cashing in, and kind of hope that exuberance continues, bullish momentum continues, and people are still willing to buy Bitcoin plus 50 grand, which is actually phenomenal when I think about it. When we're talking about not terribly long ago that talking about buying Bitcoin at $10,000, that is now 1/5 of the current price. Bring it to the weekly. Um, it's obviously the weekly is a longer time frame, so we don't get to see a pattern necessarily get printed out very quickly. But um, let's take a look at our distance between the 20-day moving average. I'll bring up the 20-day move, not the 5,000 20-day week moving average, but the 20-week moving average. And the 20-week moving average now is at 38,000. So we were talking about this. It's gaining about $2,000 every week. Next week, it'll be $40,000. Okay. In 5 weeks, we'll be at $50,000. If it keeps, obviously, it's not going to gain $20,000 every week indefinitely. But if we project 5 weeks down, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, by the beginning of May, the 20-week moving average should be around or just under $50,000, which is also extremely, extremely interesting. We're the 20-week moving average, regardless of the price, is going to gain again, like catch up and keep up. But let's look back at the price. We've been kind of range bound for the past 3 weeks. All right. And if you want to extend it to the entire range, we've been range bound since February. Okay. Within this range. This ultimately is a good thing. If Bitcoin's able to keep under, $61,000 or so and continue range bound, then we could see potentially a really good run for altcoins. And that isn't to say altcoins didn't already have a good run. Coins like Basic Attention Token, VeChain, Cardano, Uniswap, these altcoins have done fairly phenomenally well in the month of February and in March. So keep that in mind. We've already had a pretty good run. And if we remember that, if Bitcoin does continue from its bounce off the 50 day and rally above the 20 day and keep above it, then we could potentially see that bullish rally. And if we do put in a new all-time high for Bitcoin, all coins will most likely bleed. All coins most likely will stop, look at Bitcoin, and see what Bitcoin's doing. We already kind of see that now with altcoins like Basic Attention Token, which are down 4% for today, while Bitcoin's up 4. Same thing with Cardano, uh, XRP, I guess. VeChain is another. Litecoin is gaining Bitcoin this week for some reason, and also Ethereum. But that's kind of like the scenario we're seeing right now, with the 20-week moving average being at $38,000. The distance is now 50% above the 20-week moving average. Again, we haven't been this low since, I believe, yeah, I would say probably since, yeah, just still January 25th. The next lowest points would be like in December, which is at 43%, which I believe we were at last week before the rally that we had, bringing the price back up last week, uh, making it close at about 53%. So there you have it. Nothing has necessarily changed um, drastically, and I think it's you know crypto markets can be extremely exciting. At the same time, it can be extremely boring, and some would argue that this is boring. uh, I don't. I think it's important to take the price day by day, and letting things play out. Right. That's why I haven't sold much of my position just yet. Obviously, I have been selling my positions, but albeit very slowly, because I want to see these play out. We want to. It's the delicate balance of getting the most out of your risk and managing your risk. I think at that point. So in the meantime, because Bitcoin's above the 20-day moving average right now, look to see that it stays above uh, $56,000, $56,500. That's about where the 20-day moving average is. We'll see where Bitcoin closes today. And tomorrow, if we see a continuation of that, then ultimately we'll be looking at Bitcoin to make a new all-time high. That would be the next target for Bitcoin. Or do we get rejected here at the orange line at the last all-time high, which is at roughly $61,000? Big questions. But that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.